What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew, and today I'm here with Costas, and we want to show you this other project that we just picked up. We inherited some tenants and it didn't turn out too well. Basically, Costas had to go in there, talk to the tenant who wasn't paying, causing destruction to the property, and negotiate a cash for keys deal. I want to show you how some of these situations turn out, because it's not all pretty, but we want to tell you how we're going to turn it around. So let's take a look. This is in Hamilton, Ontario, and as you can see, it's actually a pretty decent neighborhood, so there's no reason for your unit to end up looking like this.
Guys, this is a worst case scenario. It is like a freaking landfill in here, and you're gonna get tenants that have just completely neglected the property and are gonna try to give you a very, very difficult time. I mean, fortunately for us, we've done this before, so we know how to navigate through these difficult situations. We gave them, cash for keys, we negotiated them. I'm a licensed realtor operating out of Toronto or Hamilton, but I also have a background as a paralegal, which gives me great perspective when dealing with very difficult tenants and navigating through the landlord and tenant board. And sometimes negotiating a cash for keys deal with the tenant is the best way to expedite the process. Now, I know this looks atrocious, but once we're done with this place, renovations and all, it's really going to significantly improve the value of the property and command a higher rent. And that's what we want to achieve here with this.
This is beyond nasty. This is completely ridiculous. I mean, if you look at a place like this, anybody's gonna come in here and think, how does anybody live like this? It's a low ceiling. I get it that these apartments aren't the best, but no one should treat the place that they're living like this. Like, the floors were new, the kitchen was in good condition. I remember seeing this place during the showing, and a lot of this stuff is done intentionally. This is why actually with the rental process, it's really important not to find somebody after you do all this work, just so that you can get a couple $100 more. Sometimes when you rent out a place like this, people renovate it thinking they're gonna get something, and sometimes it's a little bit unreasonable. And if you find a tenant who's willing to pay an unreasonable price for something that's not exactly gonna be worth it, there's a reason why they're doing it. It's probably because they can't find a place anywhere else, and then they're going to not treat your property very well because maybe they're looking to get out or whatever it is, and then you're left with a situation like this. There's a bedroom over there that we're gonna have to clean out. Cleanup is actually gonna be the biggest problem here. I think we're gonna spend easily $2,000–3,000 just in junk removal, and that's because, like, I'm being very careful where I'm stepping. There's needles here, for sure. So we need to be careful with this. I wish I could actually show you the other two units in this building. This building is a triplex, and the main floor and the second floor unit are actually very nice. They've got good tenancies, reasonable rents, and they're nice and clean despite the way that that basement unit looked like. And here's the thing when you're dealing with some of these units. Sometimes places look really good on paper, and you might see main floor unit, second floor unit renting for high amounts, and the basement unit is vacant, and they're selling it like that, and you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna be able to add somebody in there for basement market rents. But if you looked at this basement, you can see how we're crouching in there. It's low ceilings, it's a little bit dated. You're not gonna find somebody who's gonna have the most comfortable living in there. And these are some things you need to make sure to consider as a real estate investor. There's gonna be concessions that you have to make, and a sort of realistic outlook you're gonna have here when it comes to what this unit is gonna command. Because even in this unit's peak form, it's not gonna perform that great. And it's okay, because all you have to do is find the right person who's gonna appreciate that. If you concede a little on the price, they're gonna appreciate that fact, and they're not gonna wanna destroy this and lose out on cheap rent, because people wanna get by, people wanna make a buck and start saving, right? So if they can find an affordable place to live with a few concessions that they have to make themselves, they'll be willing to do it. So spend some time, find the right tenant. So like I said, the garbage removal aspect of this is gonna be the most challenging and difficult and costly part. Well, I mean, we're gonna be doing some renovations, but the garbage is the thing that's the most atrocious, and is actually the most deterring thing for anybody looking to deal with this. We're gonna have to be ordering either a bin or get a big trailer so we can do the junk removal. You have to get a crew in here that's gonna have the right safety equipment. And if you're the kind of guy who's gonna get in there yourself and help out with all of this, you really want to brace yourself for this experience, because it's a lot. There's a lot of wet stuff to remove. There's a lot of garbage. There's a lot of personal effects. And on top of that, we did see some needles down there. So everybody coming in has to be wearing the right safety equipment and be super careful with what it is they're doing, because this is not going to be a fun project. Let's hope the results pay off. All right, so if you might find yourself in this type of situation and want to know how to deal with it, make sure to reach out to us with the information in the description below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.